The Temple of Solomon, also known the First Temple, is an important structure in all three major religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It was the first sacred temple of the ancient Israelites, located in Jerusalem, and was vital to Jewish faith. The first temple in Jerusalem existed between the 10th and 6th century BCE. It is mostly described in Hebrew Bible, which depicts it was an idea of King David, but commissioned by his son King Solomon before being destroyed during the siege of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar the coup of the Neo-Babylonian Empire in 587 BCE. In today's video, we will tell you about the Solomon's Temple, its importance in Judeo, Christian and Islamic faiths also. We will discuss about the First Temple, the Second Temple, and Al-Aqsa Mosque. So stay tuned with us and subscribe our channel. King Solomon commissioned the temple on Mount Moriah in the 4th year of his reign, 957 BC, to hold the Ark of the Covenant, which housed the tablets of the 10 Commandments that God had given to Moses. The Temple Mount is traditionally identified as Mount Moriah, where Abraham was tested by God to sacrifice his son Isaac. Solomon's father, King David, had conceived the concept of building a magnificent temple for God. But God told him through Prophet Nathan that instead of King David, his son would do it, because King David was a warrior and had shed blood. It further explains, God told him that he is not permitted to build him a permanent dwelling because he has been a warrior who has shed blood. Indeed, his entire reign is virtually one battle after another. This would not be fitting symbolism. The transfer of the ark from a tabernacle to the more permanent temple is to represent the Lord moving to this earth as an enduring dwelling, which will commence with the coming reign of Jesus Christ over all nations. This future reign of Christ, the Prince of Peace, will be over a peaceful world, explains in 1 Chronicles now. According to the Bible, Solomon's temple was built on Mount Moriah in Jerusalem, where an angel of God appeared to King David. However, the actual site of the temple is still uncertain. It is thought to have been built on the hill that now serves as the location of the Second Temple and Temple Mount, home to the Dome of the Rock. For building a temple, Solomon sought the assistance of Hiram, king of Tyre, present-day Lebanon, who provided artisans, resources, and knowledge. The building took around 7 years and required a considerable amount of cedar and cypress wood from Lebanon, as well as gold, silver, and other precious materials. The temple was intended to be a permanent, majestic edifice that would supersede the more portable tabernacle, which had been utilized since Moses' time during the Exodus. It was rectangular in design, measuring roughly 30 meters long, 10 meters broad, and 15 meters tall. The interior was lavishly decked with gold, precious stones, and complex woodwork, representing a paradise home on earth. The innermost chamber, known as the Holy of Holies, contained the Ark of the Covenant and was regarded the temple's most sacred place. This location was only accessible to the high priest once a year, on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. The First Temple served as both a religious edifice for worship and a place of gathering for the Israelites. The temple stood for almost 400 years and was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar II, but the destruction of the First Temple and the subsequent Babylonian captivity of Jewish people were both viewed as fulfillments of biblical prophecies, influencing Judaic religious beliefs and precipitating the Israelites' transition from polytheism to monotheism. The Second Temple, often known as Herod's Temple, begins with the conclusion of the Babylonian captivity and continues through major events in Jewish history until its demolition in 70 AD. The Second Temple was originally built on the site of the First Temple, which had been destroyed by the Babylonians in 586 BC. The return of Jewish exiles to Jerusalem started in 538 BC, after an edict issued by Cyrus the Great of Persia, who destroyed Babylon and enabled the Jews to return home and restore their temple. Zerubbabel, governor of the Persian province of Judah, and the high priest, Jeshua, oversaw the construction of the Second Temple. Despite opposition from surrounding peoples and a number of political and economic challenges, the foundation was built in 536 BC. However, because to these hardships, work was interrupted and only restarted approximately 520 BC, urged by the prophets Haggai and Zechariah. The temple was finally completed in 516 BC. But the Second Temple lacked the beauty and many of Solomon's temple's precious objects, including the Ark of the Covenant, which were lost or destroyed when the First Temple was stormed by the Babylon king Nebuchadnezzar. Despite this, the Second Temple was the sacred center where Jews would assemble to conduct sacrifices, celebrate festivals, and pray. The Second Temple was once destroyed by Greeks when the area became under Greek influence after the conquests made by Alexander the Great. Even Antiochus IV Epiphanes, the Seleucid ruler, dishonored the Second Temple by constructing a Zeus altar within it and prohibiting Jewish customs. This increased the tensions between Hellenistic customs and Jewish traditions, culminating in the Maccabean Revolt of 167 BC, led by Judas Maccabeus. Under his leadership, the Jews reclaimed Jerusalem and rededicated the temple, which is honored yearly by the Jewish festival Hanukkah. But the Second Temple was destroyed during the First Jewish-Roman War. Roman forces led by General Titus destroyed it in 70 AD. The demolition of the temple on the 9th of Avi in the Jewish calendar was a severe blow to Jewish life, resulting in substantial changes in Jewish religious traditions, including a shift from temple-based worship to Rabbinic Judaism, focused on Torah study and synagogue services. Temple was destroyed in 70 AD after Jesus, but the Western Wall, also known as the Wailing Wall, or the Kotel in Hebrew, is a fragment of the ancient wall that formerly enclosed Jerusalem's Second Temple courtyard. It is the sole component of the Second Temple that still stands today. Because of its close proximity to the Second Temple, the Western Wall is regarded as the most important Jewish prayer and pilgrimage destination. According to Islamic narrative, the Quran agrees that the mount is the site of Solomon's temple, which was subsequently demolished. Muslims believe that after its completion, several prophets of Islam, including Jesus, used the temple to worship the one God. Muslims called the site Bayt al-Maqdis, which frequently appears as a name of Jerusalem in early Islamic sources, is a cognate of the Hebrew term Bet HaMikdash, the temple in Jerusalem. Since the Second Temple was destroyed by Romans, but the site was sacred for all three religions, so the Muslims caliphs of Umayyad and Rashidun empires started construction of Dome of the Rock on the Temple Mount, sought to glorify Jerusalem by presenting Islam as a continuation of Judaism and Christianity. The place is dominated by these two monumental structures. Following the city's capture in 661 CE, both the Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock near the center of the hill, which was completed in 692 CE and is one of the oldest Islamic structures still standing. It sits at the same place where previous Jewish temples are supposed to have existed. Muslims respect the whole place, which is known as the Noble Sanctuary or the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and it is Islam's third holiest place. Muslims believe that it is the location from where Muhammad began his night journey to Allah, known as Mirage. Today, Al-Aqsa Mosque remains a focal point for all three Abrahamic religions. We will not go into the politics. We are just here to educate you with perspectives of both Judeo-Christians and Islamic narratives. Well, that is all on Temple of Solomon. Hope you like the video. Please subscribe to our channel for more content ahead. Till then, goodbye. Respect humanity, respect all religion. God bless.